Thanks for joining us,
You're welcome.
Phil. So,
Pleasure.
can you tell me a bit about Better Foods and your role in that, and the company's approach to sustainability?
Yeah, I started Better Food as a funny little outfit called Phil's Better Food Campaign about 27 years ago now. So it really was from the ground up. And we now have 3 stores in Bristol trading as Better Food. And our sort of strapline is local, organic, and ethical. And that's really, that is our DNA. That's what we do. We also work really hard to make sure it's kind of fair for all. So wherever we go, whatever suppliers,
Yeah,
customers,
yeah.
staff, it's all in that mix of fair for all.
Okay. So, obviously, we've seen quite a situation over the last 3 months or so. So, how has the coronavirus situation affected Better Foods, and how have you responded?
Well, like all high street retailers, we've seen a significant growth in sales throughout this period. We also have cafes, but despite the cafes being closed, we've been busier than ever. And so we've just been working at how best to manage this. And we got together pretty early on and started talking about, well, what's our purpose right now in this situation? And it was really to be especially generous and thoughtful when looking after customers. So it was kind of getting that into the culture of the company on an everyday basis, and to support our communities, and also to work, because there's been a heck of a lot of, well, certainly in Bristol, and I assume around the country from what I gather, organisations involved in trying to make sure that people are not going hungry. And we've been involved in trying to help a lot of those organisations. So sending pallets of mixed groceries for them to pack up boxes and send out further. But generally upping the ante just that little bit more and being a bit more attentive to everybody in our community in Bristol.
Okay. So, have you changed the language around how you've communicated with your customers at all?
Not significantly, and we've always had a kind of impersonal and caring language around how we communicate with our communities, both
Okay.
staff and indeed all our customers.
Okay.
I think the main thing is just trying to make sure that we steer away from anything to do with doom and gloom, and really highlight all the positives of what we can do, and how,
Yeah.
what some of the good things happening are.
Yeah. So, do you think this has affected your sustainable development and carbon neutral goals, or is it businesses, albeit increased sales, but is it just the same as it's always been?
It's pretty much the same. I mean, maybe I should be a little bit more, we should be a little bit more on the case about what our actual carbon targets are. We really work more on the premises of we're never doing quite enough. We always want to do better. So whether that's around our actual energy use in the company, or whether it's putting more effort into buying local and therefore
Okay.
reducing
Yeah.
energy consumption, etc. And we're really working hard on things like identifying how we can improve our impact with farming. And whenever we're farming organically, we're doing a much better job in terms of carbon sequestration, for instance. So all of those issues are
Yeah.
really key.
Okay. So, you said you founded the business 27 years ago. I know you've stepped back a bit from the day-to-day running now, and everyone who knows me knows that I'm interested in the people bit of business.
Mm.
How has it been for you watching your business manage this current situation?
It's been quite a journey, because when you bring your baby into this world, as it were, and you grow it up and you watch it being a teenager, and you're really kind of stuck in there on the front line. And I've always been a frontline person. That letting go process is quite interesting, but it's been one where both myself and my MD have grown and thrived really on the challenge of how we work together and how I step back, but not allowing it to go, too far off piste, as it were.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think it's a much better company for not having me there now. I don't think I'm not underselling myself, but I think some of us have skills which are better suited to starting things and not for kind of running them.
Absolutely, and it's a shame not enough people understand that sometimes. Excellent. Okay, thank you very much, Phil.
You're welcome.
We'll come back to you in a moment.